Any insights discussed today are not intended to be buy, sell, or hold recommendations. Rather, they're for educational purposes only. Every investor listening makes his or her own investment decisions, unless you're a client, of course. Okay, Dio, I know it's been a little while since we've been together, but we're coming back together at a really interesting time in the market with the pound selling off yesterday. Historic lows in the pound dollar. I know you and I talked about it actually yesterday, and we were saying since 1985, but then I heard another trader saying like these are 50-year lows with the pound against the dollar. And so really unprecedented like move. I mean, I was looking at 1,700 pip moves in 15 minutes. Against it, and just you could pick a currency. It was against all of them. I was looking at the pound yen, the pound dollar, the euro, not so much the euro pound, and we'll get into that. But the pound Aussie, the pound Kiwi, the pound CAD. I mean, the pound just tanked. And when you really get into it, it's really a fundamental reason. You know, there's the UK politicians, like the new chancellor, just passed a tax cuts, like sweeping tax cuts in the midst of an economic recession. That doesn't make any sense. Inflation is rampant in the UK. You know, UK has always been battling inflation. And so at a really high inflationary period, they're dealing with that too. And I think the Bank of England has been a laggard when it comes to raising interest rates if you compare to other central banks. So all of that said, created a perfect storm for forex traders. And I wonder, what are you seeing in the markets?
For me, currently the market is not in favor of the pound. And for the dollar looks like the strongest of all currencies. Despite recessions across all boards, across all asset classes, in terms of the dips in crypto, stocks, currencies, I discovered that the dollar is the strongest of all. You know, GBP USD went as low as a 35-year low yesterday, with to levels currently around 1.0672 which is it's still going down. It's something that people wouldn't have expected. The person who actually said a 50-year low probably must have been an older, or probably someone who has like about 50 years experience in trading.
Yes, he was an older trader. You're right.
Based on the information trading view provided to people like us that are just coming up, I think we have a 35-year low in terms of the tanking of the sterling. So, but generally, it's stocks down globally. Chinese stocks, the US stocks, the
European stocks.
Most stocks globally are down. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, many stocks in Africa currently down. The inflation rates, it's something else entirely. But I feel we might not accept the fact that the world we are currently in recession. Based on the heat we are feeling from the dips across all boards, the world is currently in recession, if I'm to say it. Yes, it is. We are currently in recession. But looking at the economic data, some countries might not accept this. Some might still like, okay, let's look at what's going to happen before the end of the year before we actually agree to the fact that we are in recession. So, but generally, the markets are down.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I actually had a VC investor friend reach out to me, and she asked me, what do we think about this recession? Are we really in one? And I said, yes, we are in a recession. I think it presents differently, right? There's just a lot of ways people can make extra money that haven't existed before with the gig economy, the internet, social media, influencers, crypto, like there's just more ways to make money than there ever has been. So I think it doesn't necessarily look like any other recession that we've ever seen, because if you're not able to get a traditional 9-to-5 job, you can probably make some money doing something on the side, using your social media to get customers or clients, and still make some money, or drive your car for Uber or Bolt or Lyft or what have you. So that's why I think people are so skeptical to the fact that there is a recession, but I tend to agree with you that
Also
it's definitely looking that way.
Okay, looking at the commodity oil, which is like a common commodity in all countries of the world, in the last 4 months, it has been the closing price for each month has been bearish. The opening price of the year around 70 something dollars, and as we currently around 78, which our investors, our analysts in the company forecasted price to reach $62-67. That was early in the year. We are seeing price moving towards that price. That's forecasted level. So looking at the price of oil falling, it shows there is low demand for the oil price, which in turn must have led to the value of stocks globally going down, because many organizations will need crude oil, or probably crude oil, petroleum, to actually manufacture, to actually transport goods and services here and there. So I believe the inflation too is another challenge that is affecting all of these companies, that in the long run has actually led to low demand, even in the products and services of these companies in all nations of the world currently.
So then, with all of that fundamental layout, what is the trade? Or even better yet, what is the investment? So I'm hearing, and I tend to agree, like folks should look at their longer term portfolio and see what company stocks to pick up. But I actually think also it might be a little too soon to start shopping unless you're ready for, that kind of, I would say, that quote unquote pain, or if you're ready to dollar cost average. What do you see the trade? I think you can pick select companies that are strong, that are, what we would say recession proof. I also think that if you're, game for forex, there's, opportunity with the dollar. I think that's your clear one. I think another clear one is the yen. I think the yen is quite a clear play. Bank of Japan, regardless of what's going on in their economy, is not going to raise interest rates. And so I think that contrasting with some other central banks makes the yen short a clear play as well. What would you say are some trades that would make some sense right now in this kind of crazy economic fundamental environment?
I believe whatever goes up will surely come down.
That's true.
Dollar across all boards compared to major currency pairs like the euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, there might be a reversal in price, because the dollar has been gaining for a long period of time. So, and I feel the strength might be weakened when the currencies of all these countries are countered, or they counter dollar. Because yes, currently the dollar is actually, it is the reserve currency of the world, but there should be like a break with the way it has been appreciating for some months, or probably over 1 year now. It should actually take a break. I feel the USD should actually take a break from the long time appreciation it has actually gathered over the past 6 months plus. So GBP, I expect it before the end of the year, it should appreciate against the dollar. the euro could appreciate against the dollar. Now that we have the pounds should appreciate against the dollar. Now there's a new king. So there are a lot of optimism, like a lot of uncertainties though for the pounds now that Britain has a new king. So we should expect a lot of appreciation against the dollar. And I feel the dollar has gained for some period of time, a long period of time now. So it should actually take a break. This break might be a correction, but whatever policies that might be introduced in terms of inflation rates and all of these will determine if this correction will lead to a complete reversal in price.
Well said. I completely agree with that. Before we go, we have to touch on crypto. We haven't even talked about that at all. You really saw the market downturn in crypto. Where do you think it's headed now?
Yeah, for crypto, in one of our articles we wrote on w.faithmitesfx.com, we forecasted price of crypto to reach a new low for the year, like 2022. We might be seeing a new low. Yes, in the long run, for Bitcoin, we might be seeing a rally towards 40,000 or 40,000 plus, which is something that a lot of moon guys are expecting. We expect a lot of crypto investors, analysts to actually come on board when the prices of crypto assets go to a new low later in the year. But for now, we don't see the rally coming soon. 17,000, we might be seeing price of Bitcoin hit 17,000. Most likely the price of Ethereum might hit 1,000 again, most likely, or probably a little bit below 1,000. So that might just be a good entry for investors or traders who want to do long term with crypto.
And I think that is a great place to end it. And we shall be back next week because it is a new quarter, Q4, how we got to get into how we see the year ending and what markets will look like even for the new year. So thanks, Dio.
Thank you very much, Lydia.